Hello drama lovers, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like and follow our account. Breaking news. Imagine standing in front of thousands of people, when suddenly, the person who means the most to you appears out of nowhere. That's exactly what happened to Zhao Jinmai. What started as a glamorous birthday celebration turned into one of the most emotional nights of her life when Zhang Linghe shocked her with a surprise that left fans screaming, cameras flashing, and Zhao Jinmai herself in tears. The night began like any other high-profile birthday event. Zhao Jinmai, the rising star of Chinese drama, walked into a venue sparkling with lights, flowers, and the undeniable energy of hundreds of fans who had gathered to celebrate her 22nd birthday. Known for her natural beauty and warm personality, Jinmai radiated elegance in a pale silk gown, her smile capturing every lens pointed at her. But if fans thought this night was only about cake, gifts, and applause, they were wrong. Something unforgettable was waiting. The crowd was already buzzing, but whispers began to rise when the host teased that there was a special guest. The lights dimmed. The music slowed. For a moment, everyone held their breath. And then he appeared. Zhang Linghe, the leading man whose name has been tied to Jinmai both on screen and off. Fans have shipped them since their drama collaborations, pointing out every shared glance, every subtle smile, every behind-the-scenes moment that seemed to carry something more than just acting. When Linghe walked onto the stage, carrying a bouquet of white roses, Jinmai's favorite, the entire hall erupted. Fans screamed so loud that the host's mic nearly drowned. But the loudest reaction wasn't from the audience, it was from Zhao Jinmai herself. She froze. Her smile trembled. And for a split second, she looked like a girl caught between disbelief and overwhelming joy. Linghe stepped closer, his voice gentle but clear as he greeted her. "Happy birthday, Jinmai." The words may have been simple, but the weight behind them was impossible to ignore. He wasn't just a co-star congratulating a colleague. This was personal, intimate, real. And that's when the tears came. Zhao Jinmai covered her mouth with her hands, her shoulders shaking as tears streamed down her face. She tried to compose herself, but the emotions were too strong. Years of friendship, unspoken rumors, and the unbreakable bond they had built through endless filming nights and shared struggles, all of it poured out in that single moment. The cameras zoomed in, capturing her raw reaction. Fans on social media would later say, "You can't fake that kind of emotion." And just as the hall was filled with her tears, Zhang Linghe did something that completely broke the internet. Imagine standing in front of thousands of people, when suddenly, the person who means the most to you appears out of nowhere. That's exactly what happened to Zhao Jinmai. What started as a glamorous birthday celebration turned into one of the most emotional nights of her life when Zhang Linghe shocked her with a surprise that left fans screaming, cameras flashing, and Zhao Jinmai herself in tears. The night began like any other high-profile birthday event. Zhao Jinmai, the rising star of Chinese drama, walked into a venue sparkling with lights, flowers, and the undeniable energy of hundreds of fans who had gathered to celebrate her 22nd birthday. Known for her natural beauty and warm personality, Jinmai radiated elegance in a pale silk gown, her smile capturing every lens pointed at her. But if fans thought this night was only about cake, gifts, and applause, they were wrong. Something unforgettable was waiting. The crowd was already buzzing, but whispers began to rise when the host teased that there was a special guest. The lights dimmed. The music slowed. For a moment, everyone held their breath. And then he appeared. Zhang Linghe, the leading man whose name has been tied to Jinmai both on screen and off. Fans have shipped them since their drama collaborations, pointing out every shared glance, every subtle smile, Every behind-the-scenes moment that seemed to carry something more than just acting. When Linghe walked onto the stage, carrying a bouquet of white roses, Jinmai's favorite, the entire hall erupted. Fans screamed so loud that the host's mic nearly drowned. But the loudest reaction wasn't from the audience. It was from Zhao Jinmai herself. She froze. Her smile trembled. And for a split second, she looked like a girl caught between disbelief and overwhelming joy. Linghe stepped closer, his voice gentle but clear as he greeted her. "Happy birthday, Jinmai." The words may have been simple, but the weight behind them was impossible to ignore. He wasn't just a co-star congratulating a colleague. This was personal, intimate, real. And that's when the tears came. Zhao Jinmai covered her mouth with her hands, her shoulders shaking as tears streamed down her face. She tried to compose herself, but the emotions were too strong. Years of friendship, unspoken rumors, and the unbreakable bond they had built through endless filming nights and shared struggles, all of it poured out in that single moment. The cameras zoomed in, capturing her raw reaction. Fans on social media would later say, "You can't fake that kind of emotion." And just as the hall was filled with her tears, Zhang Linghe did something that completely broke the internet. Linghe didn't just stop at flowers and wishes. He reached into his pocket and revealed a small velvet box. The crowd gasped. Bones shot into the air. Hashtags were born instantly. Was this a proposal? He opened it slowly, revealing not a ring but a delicate silver necklace with a star-shaped pendant. Fans immediately recognized it. The exact necklace that Jinmai once mentioned in an interview, saying, "If someone gave me this, I would never take it off." The hall exploded in screams. Linghe stepped forward, his hands steady despite the chaos, and gently placed the necklace around Jinmai's neck. The moment was intimate, soft, and utterly cinematic, like a scene written for a drama. Except this time, it was real. Jinmai couldn't stop crying. She laughed between tears, touching the pendant as though making sure it was real. Linghe leaned slightly closer, whispering something that the microphones couldn't catch, but fans swore they saw her nod through her tears. It wasn't just the necklace that shocked everyone. It was the unspoken confession in his actions. He didn't need to say "I love you." The world could already feel it. Almost immediately, clips of the moment went viral. Hashtags like Zhao Jinmai birthday surprise and Zhang Linghe necklace trend the